Welcome to the show. Let's talk to Matt Brown. Morning to you, young Matt.
Good morning.
Let's kick off with the headlines today. Another 48 hours, Barnier's ultimatum, midwinter mergers and Apple's large slice of the tax pie. A couple of bits and pieces on each of these, please.
Another 48 hours. Well, Barnier has come out and said, look, we need the Brexit deal sorted over the next 48 hours, by Friday, putting pressure on Theresa May and the UK government. Juncker as well is saying he expects the deal to fail next week. All this noise coming from Europe. More important, really, for Theresa May to sit down with her government and certainly the DUP and the Irish government and discuss some sort of deal with regards to the border. Putting a lot of pressure on the UK. Is it really necessary? I don't think so. I think a deal will be done. I doubt it will be done this week. It takes time. Now, the Northern Ireland issue has always been a thorny issue and will always be the case, and there may be some fudge needed. But I think a deal more than likely will be done, but this week, unlikely. What does that mean? Well, anyone kind of buying the pound on the basis of a deal being done this week, probably not going to happen. Moving on with midwinter mergers with the Hammerson INTU deal yesterday, got the market going. We've had another deal that we'll talk about in a second. So it feels like all the corporates are trying to put deals together before the Christmas season period ends. And Apple's large slice of a tax pie. Well, Apple may actually get a cut on the tax it repatriates back to the US. It's a good deal. It's actually one of the better beneficiaries of the US tax reforms if they go through. And what that has actually mean, we've spoken about the rotation out of tech stocks into banks. Well, now people are actually saying this is good for the likes of Apple and Microsoft. Now, Apple have about 1/5 of the total amount of funds abroad for US companies. That's huge, 20%. So look, if they bring it back, that's a great tax receipt for the US, but if they get a discount as well, it's great for Apple. So it's all positive on the tech sector. We saw the tech sector actually in the US push a little higher last night. Nasdaq could be one to look at today.
Understood. Let's move on to a deal. Ladbrokes GVC. Obviously a big move in the Ladbrokes share price this morning.
Yes, up 25%. They are in talks. A deal hasn't been done as yet, so it's GVC looking to buy Ladbrokes. They own Sporting Bet and bwin, Ladbrokes Coral. Only the Ladbrokes Coral company actually coming to the fore under a year ago. So it goes to show these betting companies, they need to get together. It's consolidation. It's consolidation play. We saw a consolidation play from Hammerson INTU, albeit picking up some great assets from INTU at a very low price. And I think that may be the case. You know, if you're looking at Brexit or just looking at the economy as a whole, certain areas are going to consolidate. This could be in the oil services sector, could be in the pharma sector, and certainly for 2018, retail. I think retail is going to be the big consolidation trade next year.
You heard it here first. Right, let's talk small caps. ATVFN, are they now a small cap on the back of the Bitcoin activity?
Well, they're doing very well on the Bitcoin activity, but also on the cryptocurrency space. Now, they've agreed a deal with Online PLC to create a +1 coin. This is a cryptocurrency wallet involved in social media. Please stay awake, because what it does mean, it's such an active space, and this is good news for ATVFN, reflected in the share price up about 9% on the back of this today.
Okay, let's move swiftly on to the currencies. Great British Pound against US dollar, 33.76 against cable, and Euro, Great British Pound, 88.17.
Yeah, drifting. I mean, cable's drifting below the 134 level. Actually, it's a couple of things. It's the Brexit story, but also the US dollar is actually pushing higher. We had a strong ADP print yesterday. This is a precursor for non-farm payrolls tomorrow. Look out for that. And we've got a Fed meeting next week. Now, this just confirms that a Fed rate hike is going to happen. I'd be very, very surprised if it did not. But the data is actually fairly positive. So let's look for the language next week from the Fed. What are they going to do in 2018?
Core number today, 40%.
40%, the one that got away. We are ruining the fact that Bitcoin is up 40% in December alone. Incredible, pushing higher up to the $15,000 level. It's such a huge.
It's now worth twice
move.
the amount of Goldman Sachs.
Well, Where
I'll
would you
leave
put
you
your
with
money?
that thought. Broker upgrade downgrades. Stagecoach.
Stagecoach, some numbers, interim numbers update yesterday. So JP Morgan just moving the needle. Still, moving from underweight to neutral, so not coming out with a positive buy. Moving their target price up to 174. Numbers actually yesterday from Stagecoach in line. The bus revenues are down, but be interesting to see if Stagecoach can change their fortunes, get an HS2 contract maybe, and the stock could trade a lot higher.
Let's wrap up with the economic calendar today in terms of the EU, Draghi speaking, and GDP Q3. Bit of a dull day.
Yeah, very dull, as I've already mentioned. It's non-farm payrolls tomorrow. That's going to be the key driver of the market, so look out for dollar pairs. That's the real focus for today.
Matt, thank you very much indeed.